So, you divorced your ex-spouse because of narcissistic abuse, and ever since then, your ex-spouse has tried to manipulate your teenager into alienating from you and being away from you, and it's working. What do you do? Well, let's talk about it today on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I specialize in helping kids, teens, and families live happier lives. I lead two organizations, the group Private Practice Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit 501c3 organization Child and Teen Counseling, both here in Woodland Hills, California. Every Wednesday at noon, I join you on your lunch break on Facebook Live to answer your parenting questions. Let's jump into today's question. Excuse me. I've been divorced from my abusive ex-husband for 5 years. My daughter is 17 and she carries a lot of shame about being from a broken home, which I believe my ex uses to manipulate her. She lives with me. He gets her every other weekend and occasional holidays. Now, even though he did not attempt to change the custody arrangement when it was being hashed out, he tells her I am trying to keep the two of them apart because he gets so little time with her. When I try to correct her, it turns into an argument, and she tells me I am bad-mouthing her dad. I've given my life for this kid. She has not spoken to me for nearly a year. The tension in my house is ridiculous. The minimal interaction she must have with me is dripping with disdain and disgust. I am crushed every day when I go home to this environment. I believe in my soul that she knows the truth, but it's easier right now for her to believe a lie. What do I do until the truth surfaces and she has to deal with it? So a lot of people go through this. This is a really tough situation. Narcissistic abuse, for those of you who don't know, narcissism is a clinical diagnosis, long story short, and very much a nutshell, where a person doesn't really see the difference between their feelings and someone else. They project their feelings onto everyone else, and it's all about them. So in this situation, if this ex and this father is narcissistic, if he's mad at mom, well then daughter should be mad at mom, and there's no option for that not to happen. And so what happens is, if this daughter, who maybe loves her dad, no matter how unhealthy her dad is still her dad, and she loves him, and maybe she feels that she needs to take care of him and protect him, which can be part of the narcissistic abuse because she's not qualified to protect him or take care of him. She's 17. But she has now taken on this role, and now kind of this star-crossed lovers, not literally, but metaphorically, where now this relationship with dad is high in drama and really impactful, and gives her this sense of urgency and this sense of purpose. It's unhealthy, it's out of bounds, but this is maybe where she is. Also, it could be that mom is the stable force in her life. Could be that mom is safe, and she knows that if she lashes out and attacks mom, dad will not reject her, but somehow in her unconscious she realizes that mom won't reject her either. Mom is going to love her no matter what. So mom gets all the trash, right? And it's horrible. And as a parent, it feels miserable. And this is a marathon. You're going to go through this maybe for years, unfortunately. There's no shortcut through this. So I need you to make sure that you, as a parent, are prepared for this. Make sure you're getting your support, whether it's from your therapist, your family, your friends, your rabbi, your priest, your minister, whoever that is. Make sure that you have a place that you can vent and get the support you need, so when your daughter comes in and she's throwing all this stuff that she's getting projected on her from her dad, that you can stand your ground and be stable and loving and be the mature, confident, loving adult she needs. So here are some of the traps, right? Some of the traps are defending yourself, saying, well, that's not what I said. Your dad is lying. Do not attack dad. Do not justify what you've said. Do not try to explain what her dad is saying. The more you try to do that, the more you feed into the process of, feeding into the battle. And this is a challenge. This is really hard to do. That's why it's really important that you're getting the support you need so you can be conscious of how you respond in these situations. So the one thing you never want to do again, don't badmouth dad. Don't say, well, if he wanted more time with you, he should have argued that in court, but he didn't. You've said that already several times. She doesn't like it. She takes it as you bad-mouthing dad. So when she says, you're keeping me away from dad, and I want to see him, you can say, just empathize with their feelings. I'm sorry you're feeling that way. I can tell that's really upsetting. If I were in your situation and that's what I heard, I'd be upset too. And leave it at that. Don't try to explain yourself. Don't try to explain why dad is saying what he's saying, because whatever you say is just going to go back to dad and he's going to twist it and turn it back against you. So whatever you say to her, make sure it's something that you would have no problem with anyone hearing, including her dad, including her dad's lawyer. And this is tough. It's tough to go through this. Again, that's why it's important that you're getting the support. Also, if she's been living with you for the last year and she's been so angry for the last year, your daughter needs support. Hopefully she's getting therapy as well. This is tough. And hopefully that therapist could be the vehicle to help develop a dialogue between the two of you so you guys can start mending this relationship. Don't worry about mending the relationship with dad, because you're probably not going to. That ship has sailed. You can't control that. But keep showing your daughter who you are. Keep being the parent you know who you are. Being loving, patient, compassionate. Eventually she'll see that. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for her to become mature. It may take her going to college and realizing, wow, mom's not putting pressure on me. Mom's not judging me. Mom's not putting these expectations that are unfair on me. Mom keeps greeting me with open arms and love and support. This is going to be more important than her grades. This is going to be more important than her SAT score. This is going to be more important than the college she goes to. I know it's 17. She's probably applying for colleges the big time. College is temporary, and where you go for undergrad makes very little difference. It matters how you approach college instead of what college you go to. What is important is her relationship with you. So keep reaching out to her. Keep offering the olive branch. It's hard. It's tough. That's why you really need to make sure you have your support. Make sure your daughter has her support, even if dad's trying to sabotage it. Keep trying to make sure that you guys have the support you need so you can try to bridge this gap. Eventually, hopefully, your daughter will have a broader perspective, and maybe she won't need her dad's acceptance so much and be able to see what's really going on and have a more balanced view. But again, don't fall in the traps of getting into the fight, of trying to defend yourself, of trying to correct her, of trying to badmouth dad, of saying, well, dad's wrong because of this. It's a lose-lose situation where the biggest loser will be your daughter. This is a big topic. This is going to take several sessions of therapy, months of therapy to work through this. This is not something that we can just, flip a switch and change. But it's a big issue, and I think my fear is if you don't take proactive action, nothing's going to change. Anyways, good luck. Please let us know how this is going. And again, if you have questions you'd like me to answer on Tips on Teens, you can email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com or direct message us right here on Facebook. Thanks again. We'll see you next Wednesday at noon. Again, my name is Kent Toussaint from Teen Therapy Center and Child and Teen Counseling, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.